Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Dutch Game Hunter. In this video I'm gonna show you guys my top 10 most valuable games in my collection. Let's check it out. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is the 9th main installment in the Fire Emblem series and the 3rd to be released in the West. In 2005 it was published by Nintendo for the GameCube. As with previous installments, gameplay revolves around positioning characters on a battlefield to defeat an opposing force. If characters are defeated in battle, they are removed from the rest of the game. And here we have the first one, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Now this is the Dutch version, so this one might be worth slightly less than the English version, but according to price charting, this game should have a value of around 230 euros. Now, and this version you can probably find for somewhere between 150 and 200 euros. Banana Prince, also known as the Great Adventures of Prince Bananen. It's a 2D platform game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was released in Japan by Takara in 1991 and the German version was released in 1992. Features slightly different graphics and game show questions. Banana Prince! Well, a pretty fun game if you ask me. It has some similarities to the game Kirbys Adventure, and according to price charting, this game now holds up a value of 252 euros. And if you search for it online, you will not find a copy for less than 500 euros complete in box. And I bought it over a little 2 years ago for 165 euros, so I guess I was right on time to buy this game and add it to my collection. Festus Quest, also known as Uncle Festus Quest, based on the 1960s television series The Addams Family. It was released in 1989 in North America and 1990 in Europe. Since NES was still mainly aimed at children in 1989, the game was mainly bought by children. However, most children were unaware of the existence of the Addams Family television series and comics. This changed when the movie The Addams Family came out in 1991. Festus Quest. According to price charting, this game now holds up a value of around 256 euros. I bought it about 2 years ago for 110 euros. And the only thing that I think that is suspicious about this game is that this American edition normally should have on the seal an H seam, and it's not here. But although the box looks flawless, it could mean that this is a reseal, but I'm not entirely sure about that. What do you guys know about the H seam? Kirbys Adventure. Now, and what I really like about Kirby is the story behind it, because the character was known as Popopo during development until the name Kirby was chosen from a list of potential names. Miyamoto stated that Kirby was chosen in honor of American lawyer John Kirby, who defended Nintendo against Universal Studios over the copyright ability of the character of Donkey Kong in 1984. Now, how cool is that? Unfortunately, John Kirby passed away in 2019. Kirbys Adventure. This is the North American version, and according to price charting, this game now holds up a value of 279 euros. That's freaking crazy! I bought it over 2 years ago for 190 euros, which is also crazy, but if you want to buy it right now, you will probably not find it for less than 350 euros. And don't forget, you also have to pay import cost, which will be around 100 bucks. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a fighting video game developed by Capcom based on Hirohiko Araki's manga of the same title. The game was developed by the same team who was responsible for the Street Fighter 3 series. It was originally released in the arcade in 1998 on the CP System 3 arcade board. This version was known outside Japan as JoJo's Adventure. An updated version of the game was released in 1999 as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Heritage for the Future.
Now, and this one, I'm actually pretty surprised, man. It's a PlayStation 1 game. After all the NES games sealed, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for the PlayStation 1 pops up in the ranking. Well, this fighting game, released by Capcom in 1999, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of many more to come. According to price charting, this game has now a value of around 345 euros. 18 months ago, I bought this game for 120 bucks. Not very cheap, but considering the value right now, this was still a pretty good deal.
Back to the Future is a 1989 video game released by LJN. The game is loosely based on the 1985 film of the same name. A sequel, Back to the Future Part 2 and 3, was released in 1990. They were never released in Europe, so there are no PAL versions of this game in existence.
Here we have another North American NES game in sealed condition, Back to the Future. Now, who doesn't know this movie, man? This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Now, according to price charting, this game now holds up a value of around 346 euros. And back then, I already paid 490 euros for this game. Now, that's freaking crazy, man. So much money for a sealed NES game. Anyways, it's one of my favorite movies, like I said, so I really wanted to have this game in my collection. Now, and if you still need this game for your collection, I'm afraid you're too late to get the good bargains, man, because this game now will sell on eBay for maybe 2,000 euros. I don't know if you will find it for less, but you never know, man. Just keep an eye on eBay, and I wish you all the luck of the world.
Chinese Hero, also known in Japan as Super Chinese, is a beat-em-up arcade video game developed by Nihon Game, now known as Culture Brain, and published by Taiyo System and Taito in 1984. Chinese Hero is the first game in the Super Chinese series by Culture Brain. It was ported to the NES as Kung Fu Heroes in Japan by Nihon Game in 1986 and was published in North America in 1989. It was released for the Nintendo Switch online service in August 2019.
Here we have it, guys. Chinese Hero. I bought this game a couple of years ago for 128 euros, and according to price charting, this game has now a value of 460 euros. Shinchirarenai.
Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link is the second installment in the Legend of Zelda series and was released in Japan for the Famicom in 1987. The North America and the PAL release for the NES was in late 1988, almost 2 years after its initial release in Japan. Now, and what really characterizes this game is the golden card.
Here we have it, Zelda 2. This is one of the games that I used to have as a kid. And at the time I bought this game in sealed condition for 450 euros. Well, according to price charting, this game also has a value of around that same price. And to me, this game is priceless because, like I said, I used to have it as a kid and I just needed it for my collection. And of course, priceless till some degree.
Yoshi, known as Mario and Yoshi in Paul Regions, is a puzzle video game developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo. It was released for the NES and Game Boy platforms. Both versions were first released simultaneously in Japan in 1991 and released in all other regions the following year.
Well, I guess I was very lucky at the time to find this Mario and Yoshi game for only 34 euros in sealed condition. And most likely, that opportunity will never occur again. According to price charting, this game has now a value of around 600 euros, while a complete in box version can already be found for only 40 bucks.
The Legend of Zelda, a real masterpiece created by Japanese game designers Miyamoto and Tezuka. Since the original Legend of Zelda was released in 1986, the series has expanded to include 19 entries on all of Nintendo's major game consoles, as well as a number of spin-offs. The Legend of Zelda is one of Nintendo's most successful franchises. Several of its entries are considered among the greatest video games of all time.
Nice, and here we have the game that we were all waiting for, the #1 game. Oh yeah, what I would like to say is that according to price charting, that the ranking, it could be completely different in a few months or maybe even in a week, because prices, they fluctuate. So yeah, it could be even different in like 1 hour from now. But anyways, #1, The Legend of Zelda. This was also a game that I used to have as a kid, and I can still remember that day that I was walking in this small toy store in Bloemendaal together with my father, and he let me choose this game. And man, that moment is still attached in my memory. That was truly amazing. And I was lucky to be the first kid in my street to own a NES. So guess what? The entire neighborhood was in my living room to watch this game. And now of course, this is not the game that I used to have as a kid, because God knows where that game is right now, or if it still exists, I don't know. But I bought this game 2 years ago for 699 euros. And according to price charting, this game is worth around 1,000 euros, I guess. And well, if you try to find this game now online, you ain't gonna find it for 1,000 euros, because I see them going online for like 2,000 euros and up. So anyways, to me, this game is really priceless. So I'm really happy to have this game in my collection. And yeah, if you still need this game for your collection, I wish you all the luck in the world to get your hands on it.